A lot of people don't realize how much energy they lose to over-explaining. They explain their tone, they explain their intentions, they explain decisions they've already made, and often no one even asked for an explanation. Over-explaining usually isn't really about communication, it's about reassurance. It's a way of trying to prevent conflict, avoid disappointment, or make sure you're not misunderstood. And if you've been in situations where your words were questioned, twisted, or picked apart, that habit can form quietly over time. You start adding more words just to protect yourself. The problem is that more explanation doesn't always create more clarity. Sometimes it creates more doubt. The more you explain, the more unsure you can sound, and the more unsure you sound, the more room there is for someone else to challenge what you've already decided. Not every decision needs to be justified. Not every boundary needs a full backstory. Not every pause needs to be filled. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is say what you mean and stop there. When you state something clearly and let it stand, your words carry more weight. You also give yourself room to stay grounded instead of getting pulled into a back and forth that slowly wears down your self-trust. If this is something you're working on, make sure you're subscribed. I share practical tools for communicating with more calm, clarity, and confidence. This doesn't mean becoming cold or dismissive. It means trusting that your choice, your limit, or your answer can be enough on its own. One practical way to start is to notice when the urge to explain shows up. Usually, it happens right after discomfort. A look, a sigh, a question that feels loaded, a pause that feels like pressure. That's the moment most people start filling the space. If you've ever noticed that you explain more when a conversation starts feeling tense, I have another video linked on your screen where I break down how to stay calm when things start intensifying. That skill connects directly to this because the more regulated you are, the less you feel pulled to over-explain. For now, try staying with your original statement. Let the silence do some of the work. You may be surprised how often the conversation settles on its own when you don't rush in to rescue it. Over time, this builds self-trust. You stop measuring your words by how other people react to them. You start measuring them by whether they reflect what you actually mean. And that changes how you communicate. You become clearer. You become steadier. You stop handing people extra words they can use to pull you back into doubt. The next time you feel the urge to over-explain, pause for a second and ask yourself, have I already said enough? A lot of the time you have. I'll see you in the next one.